the fabulous Jules and Guy Sebastian in the house. Nice to see you both. Thanks for coming on in.
Thanks for having us.
Yay.
I'm a massive fan.
Oh,
I'm just telling you right now. And I'm a fan of yours because you know him pretty well, you know.
Jules is like one of the most stylish women
And
in
I'm
the
a
country.
fan of yours.
Oh,
Yes,
you're a fan and you're a fan.
I'm a Guy
Look at all the
Sebastian fan.
fishing. Someone say, Shane, I'm a fan of you as well.
I know that's not genuine.
It is.
But you know how much I love my footy, so I
You do.
genuinely
You're
am.
an Adelaide supporter. You're #1 ticket holder,
Yes.
which is awesome. And you love your golf, so you're very active.
Yeah.
You're always out and about, aren't you?
Love
you
it.
probably wish that you could play AFL footy or have played one day.
Yeah, I grew up playing. I've passed that passion on to my son. He's in the Swans Academy in Sydney. And the worst part about it is I think I would have been in 5 or 6 grand finals, never won a flag. My son only knows winning. They've never lost.
Oh, wow.
He plays for the Maroubra Saints. They're just a gun team.
Yep.
And I don't think they've ever lost. He played on the weekend 60-8, it was. The mercy rule keeps coming out. And now I've jinxed it. I've got to touch wood.
I'm
There's a
more
game
worried
this
how
Sunday.
Jules copes
Yes.
with all this, you know, athletic ability, testosterone bursting around. How do you keep them all in
Listen,
check?
don't get it twisted. I'm a netball player.
She's
Yeah.
fierce.
Wing attack, goal defence?
I'm a goal attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
What does a goal attack do?
They
Attacks the goal.
Attacks the goal. Yeah. So we're all
Competitive bunch.
athletes, you know, in our family.
Look at us.
And then when
We're
you're
athletes.
not taking on the Olympics,
Jeez, settle down. Oh, God.
I think our audience has been drinking again.
love it. When you're not being competitive on the sporting field, you're making fragrance, as one does. A beautiful perfume, Embrace Night.
Yes.
Tell us about it. How do you make a perfume?
Well, I don't physically actually get in the lab and make it. I'm obsessed with fragrances. I always have been. I think it dates back to my dad. My dad was a geologist, so he'd go work, you know, on for a month, off for a month. And I just remember when he'd leave the house, the smell of whatever he was wearing. Usually it was either Dracar Noir or Brut. It would just linger for ages. And to me, I was like, oh, that's my dad going to, like, work on an oil rig and send us to school, you know, one of 4 boys. Yeah, he was just a hero in my eyes. And so I became really obsessed with fragrances, as Jules knows. I can't go through a duty-free without sniffing everything and buying something. But I wanted to make my own and started in the female space. And this is Embrace Night. So I did Embrace, and we've done a nighttime version of it.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Now, Jules,
Yes.
is it a bit weird with him walking around the house sniffing everything, trying to develop that scent? You know, how did you get to the stage where you both agreed on it?
Well, you know what? I was in his hands. Like, he is very... He smells good. Like, he's one of those people that just smells good all the time.
Does he really? Can I smell you? I
always
want to smell
smells
you.
Is that okay?
He smells good. Have you got that on? You smell good.
Shane Crawford just sniffed me.
Sorry, I might have dropped a bit of sweat on you. I'm sweating a bit. No.
Well, of course, it's Mother's Day this weekend, so I think great gift idea. Just hint, hint, if anyone hasn't got a present for their mum. Chemist Warehouse.
Jules, date night.
Yeah.
Obviously, he smells very good for date night, but what happens on date night in your house or wandering out on the streets? Do you do a bunch?
Wandering around the street.
I didn't want to be too personal, but, like,
date night.
do you have a date night at home or do you actually hit the streets?
We
Cool,
actually
that's what
went out
dates-
for a date night last week.
There you go.
But it was a tiny, not a disaster. It wasn't a full-blown disaster. We eventually got to the restaurant about 45 minutes late. Anyway, we get there and we're excited to try this menu that we've just researched on Instagram, and they changed the menu 2 weeks before we got there.
I'm like, oh, I'll get the crab bisque and I'll get the tuna tartar. They're like, oh, we've got none of those. We just changed it.
No
2
crabs,
weeks
we just
ago.
got yabbies today.
Yeah.
But it was still beautiful.
It was still
really
nice.
nice.
And
yeah.
then we got home, sprayed some Embrace Night, and suddenly...
And Embrace.
Yeah, there's date night for you.
Oh,
Oh, God. I'm a marketing
whereabouts?
machine.
You are on fire. What about Mother's Day? Do you get spoiled? Do you
Oh,
You
no.
know
have
what?
something special you normally do?
Guy, he's...
Don't throw me out.
Is he very good with gifts?
Yes.
That's
And
a no.
no.
And no.
That is a no. Yes.
Let's just talk about the year before Mother's Day, where we've got 2 boys at home and they're quite musical, and so we've got a recording studio at our house, and he put them in the studio and they recorded me this beautiful song. It was like, I was sobbing. It was like a dream come true, like every mother's wish.
Yes.
I couldn't have asked for something better.
Okay.
Fast forward to last year when we are driving back from a birthday party of one of the kids or sporting event or whatever.
late.
It was 10:30 p.m. He's chatting away with a friend in the car and he's like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm going to my mum's for Mother's Day." And I just see Guy's face up. He's like, "It's 10:30 at night, where am I going?" So where did you go
You
to
went
get me a
Coles
gift?
and got some flowers.
No,
where did
even
you-
Coles was shut. I went to Easy Mart. I thought I'd still get clever. It was a terrible card. It was a very cheesy card. But then I thought I'll buy some little special things that might be good for Mother's Day. There was,
From the Easy
weirdly so, there was this thing that said "Hot Mama," and it was a giant pickle
That's...
that said "Hot Mama."
I can see that's a natural gift.
It was the only Mother's Day where she got a big gherkin that was there.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
She usually gets a little jalapeno, so that was just... And with the spray of Embrace Nights, it
Oh
turns
my
into a
God. Can I
fantastic
suggest some
night.
perfume for
works.
this year? Hey, we can't have you on without talking about music.
Yes.
Tell me
yeah.
about maybe your new single.
Yeah.
Soon. There it is.
Well, it's been out for a tiny amount of time now, and it's been a great reaction. People are enjoying the song, which is always a nice feeling. You know, you can never predict it, and I've been working on the record for over 4 years. Finally finished it, and this is sort of the first cab off the rank for the album that I've thrown out into the world, and now I'm going to start getting maybe a little deeper into some of the ballads and more. It's soulful. This song in particular is really fun to sing. It's hard to sing, but it's fun. And I don't know. I'm in that phase where I've literally laboured on something with a lot of passion for 4 and a bit years, and I'm always nervous because it's up to people to decide whether they like it, but I know I've given it everything I can.
Yeah, well, obviously you can download it and stream it, so have a listen. Do let us know. I know that, it'll be really good. So, big round of applause.
Yeah.
Jules is busy.
Jules, you've got a podcast and it's coming back in a big way.
Yes.
And it's about having some tea. Is that right?
It is. It's called Tea with Jules.
There you go.
Yeah, so we actually have tea, but we also spill the tea. So that's the idea. So it's like a sit-down chat with, just interesting people who I've, have met along the way of my career and people that I get to know along the way, and just ask them questions about their life and how they've gotten to be doing what they're doing. And because I find people really interesting, and I thought that other people would find that inspiring as well.
And then, of course, you're both incredibly busy with the Sebastian Foundation. Can you share with us all some of the things that you're doing? Because it's amazing what you're doing, particularly in the mental youth health space.
There's so many issues that kids face as well that's unique to the landscape we're growing up in. When most of us grew up, especially you, Shane, it was
Older folk. When there was a horse and cart.
Before there was phones and stuff.
But we weren't, I used to care, for example, when I was young, I'll specifically name them, maybe Tim, Craig, James, and my brothers. Like that was who I would receive input from. And now we're growing up in a landscape with social media where that foundation of your self-worth and who you are is so rocked by so much external noise. And that can be very destabilising for kids. And so our dream in our foundation was to come up with some sort of program that was at a school's level in their curriculum that could actually attack these issues, how to prepare them and put a mental coat of armour on them for when they face these issues. And then Jules met Dr. Haley, and Dr. Haley, incredible lady who has come up with Open Parachute, which is an in-schools program. It's peer-to-peer. So basically kids sit in a classroom, they listen to kids their own age speak about all sorts of issues from bullying, consent, depression, anxiety, all sorts of stuff, and then there's a structured discussion time afterwards where they're comfortable to talk about these things out in the open. For us as a foundation, it costs us $15 a child for the entire year, and at the moment we've put through so far, I think about 215,000 kids.
That's amazing.
That is awesome. Well done.
Yeah, that's going to have such an impact on so many kids. Congratulations. Hey, we can't let you leave the couch without putting you under the wellness microscope with well.
Oh, no.
OK, here we go. Jules, what exercise would you be happy to never do again?
All of them.
Guy, shave, shave, wax, or laser, or pluck?
After seeing you carry on before, I won't say wax. I'll say laser.
Now, Jules, what item do you have in the fridge that is probably past its use-by date?
Oh, God.
That you'll still eat?
I don't know about you guys, but there's always like a jar of salsa that's at the back with like a firm layer of fur.
Yep.
You know, if you just scrape it off and then... I would never.
It's still good.
We all have, don't worry.
Now, Guy, skinny, well, you're a trendsetter with your fashion, skinny or wide-leg jeans?
I've gone both. Why settle for... Look, I've got, like, flares on.
Nice. Trendy. Oh, you're getting a round of applause.
Yeah, so don't categorise me. I'll do both if I want to. You know?
Now, when you get a little bit older like myself, you've got to be careful with the skinny jeans, otherwise you end up looking like this. It's not a good look. That was me taking in... Did you take a photo of me in the change room?
That's brilliant.
I don't approve. I don't approve.
What do they call that when there's the overflow?
They call it... They call
mushroom?
it...
No, there's...
Too many
Muffin top,
lamingtons.
there you go.
I think that's the least of his worries there. Hey, it's so nice to have you both come and join us. Thank you very much. And, of course, guys, new fragrance Embrace
you know what I'm
Night
gonna
is
do?
available exclusively.
This is the only
Chemist
one
Warehouse.
in Australia at the moment. Now, before you go, I've absolutely always loved you as a performer, amazing singer. So, Jules, would you sing us out? We'll be like Guy Sebastian to sing.
All right.
OK, here we go.
You're not doing the harmony? No.
Don't
wanna leave it up to baby. Give me a moment, I'll take it. I know they say that good things come to those who wait. Why would I want good if I got